All right. She's shooting him out, it looks like, or just about. Okay. She started, and then she started talking again. Let's roll.
Mic test, 1, 2. Room mic test, 1, 2.
Check 1, 2. All right. Well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Zach Hawkins. I'm the Director of Aiding Education for All at the Office of Public Instruction, and here to just share a little bit about some of the things we've been working on and some of the things that we plan to do going forward. But I'll kick it over to our IFA specialist, our senior IFA specialist here, Mr. Mike Jetty.
Well, Mitaki Api, Peto Astea Yuha. Hello, my relatives. I hope you're having a good day. Mike Jetty, working with Indian Ed for All here at OPI with Zach, and member of the Spirit Lake Dakota Nation and a Turtle Mountain Anishinaabe descendant. And glad to be here to share a little bit about our work today.
Excellent. The State Superintendent Elsie Yarnson, and what an honor to be able to house a constitutional, not a request, but a constitutional implementation of Indian education for all. We have some great entities that work at the Office of Public Instruction and across our school districts, a lot of perfect implementation where every student can learn about original Montanans. And what we are going to do after our presentation is making sure that all of our legislators recognize that their duty as well with their constituents is to have an understanding of Indian education for all.
All right, thank you, Superintendent Arnson. So what I'm going to do is just go through some of the kind of big things that we've been working on in the last, say, 8 months or so, and then also some of the things that that we are kind of talking about doing and kind of planning going forward. So first I want to talk about professional development. We have since we all learned so much during COVID about how to do things remote. You know, I want to give some props to Jennifer Statham with our unit. She has really taken that and really expanded it to reach a lot of educators across Montana. You know, in that 4 to 5:30 window, like on weeknights when interested teachers do have time to do it. And so we've had one on tribal sovereignty. We've had one on boarding schools. We've had some great authentic tribal presenters. The survey feedback we've gotten on those has been outstanding. On the 1 to 5 scale, pretty much all 4s and 5s. And just some great anecdotal feedback about how much those really change people's understandings and perceptions. So some great background knowledge for teachers out there. We also have a Building Your IFA Mindset, a facilitated hub course that's currently going on the OPI Learning Hub. And we have 48 enrolled students, educators enrolled right now. Myself and Mr. Jetty here, we just rolled out a new hub course. It's called Teaching and Learning About Contemporary Issues in Indian Country. And really one of the goals of that is to have teachers really identify those things that might be coming up in the news and the newspaper, you know, that people are talking about, and then just really thinking about how can we tie that to the essential understandings? How can we tie it to some of the historical things that, you know, related to tribal people, and those kind of, I like to call them teachable moments. And so with that's been going pretty well. We've got a blog. I think we need to revise our lesson plan template a little bit to make it a little simpler. I think that's a little tweak that we need to make. But I think it's been a great thing to just help teachers understand that there's all kinds of IFA stuff happening all the time that they can bring into their classrooms and share with their students. We have had 29 in-person PDs this year and 16 virtual. Over 3,000 staff, educator prep programs, and other stakeholders have participated in those. And then we have also partnered with the Montana Historical Society and the MUS, and as well as Carroll College pre-service programs. And, you know, I think that's something too that we are always thinking about. How can we kind of move forward and expand that and expand those pre-service teachers and their understanding of IFA and what's out there, and how to do a better job with it. Yeah, and of course we do have the Intro to IFA course on the Online Learning Hub, and that is required for certification. And that's the most commonly completed course on the whole hub, just for that particular reason. So, you know, anything you want to add to that?
Sure, I'll just chime in real quick. I work with the American Indian and Minority Achievement Council for the MUS system, and we created an online Indian Ed for All course, and over 5,000 higher ed faculty and employees have taken that across the university system in Montana, which is pretty cool. So, you know, the work is ongoing, but having lots of opportunities for people to do virtual professional development is important.
Yeah, and it's always impressive. I mean, when you look at, like, they're not just from Montana, they're from all over the United States, and even some of them internationally, people are taking that course. So that's pretty cool. I just actually had a gentleman yesterday call me from Colorado that I had to say, you need to do a little more on your website reflection, but he called me from Colorado to ask me about it. So that was pretty cool. So as far as some special events and initiatives that we've been doing, we purchased the second version of the Elk Morning books by AJ Otchen and Sabrina Half. So Elk Morning at the Battle of Arrow Creek went out to elementary schools across Montana. And then on American Indian Heritage Day, we did a special event at that site. Superintendent Arnson was there, Mike was there. And it was a windy day, I did hear that, yep. And we had some tribal elders there telling about the story and the oral, and children from Hardin, yes. So that was exciting. We also had an event at the same time at the Myrna Loy here in Helena, and then we also piggybacked that into having some Indian comedians come into Helena Middle School. So that was pretty exciting, and as a parent of an 8th grader at Helena Middle School, that was especially cool for me. And then we have these that we just released, the Making Montana Proud poster series. We have 13 tribal members from across Montana who have achieved notoriety in everything from music and entertainment, art, math, science. We have authors, we have industrial arts, we have educational leaders, we have tribal language experts. And so we're really excited to be able to bring this representation out to all of our middle schools and high schools. And I'll just put a quick plug in also that we will have some of those individuals will be at our best practices conference tomorrow. And so we'll be giving them a shout out for sure. Go ahead.
Sure. I'll just add something about the power of representation. The authors of the Elk Morning books were recently in Laurel. And after they finished the story, they said, is anybody here Crow? And a whole bunch of kids raised their hands, said, I'm Crow, I'm Crow. And AJ Otchen said it was really neat to see how all these students, like the Crow kids, were the cool kids then, because they're reading a story about them and their history. And so she saw how that just increased their, you know, self-esteem or just excitement about being Indigenous.
Yep. Being proud of who they are. And so that is obviously one of the main goals, is to have that, you know, that positive representation for all students, but that tribal representation for American Indian students. So I'm very excited about that. We had a Rotunda Day event here in the Capitol just about a month ago. And again, just raising awareness with all legislators about the Indian Education for All and the work that we do. We also had some of the poster series folks here, and we had some exemplars from around the state that are I think most all of them are former IFA Advocacy Award winners, and we had 2 that were former Montana Teachers of the Year that are IFA champions. So that was really exciting. As far as, so kind of, you know, we talk about PD, we talk about special events and initiatives that raise awareness and raise understanding and help folks understand about Indian Education for All and the expectations around it. But then we also develop a lot of resources. Mr. Jetty here has been a champion for us in doing social studies resources, because we did have the new 2020 social studies standards, and we have a lot of lessons. We've been going through them and updating those for all the new standards. But we have tons of them now, K-12, all kinds of different things that are aligned with the new social studies standards. But we've also had 20 English language arts lessons and companion lessons for books. A great one that we just got out was for Brothers on Three, which is the story about the Arley basketball team by Abe Streep. And we had Anna East, who was another former Montana Teacher of the Year, did a great, a whole, basically, it's not really a lesson, it's a whole resource thing that goes with it. And so we've also developed math, science lessons. We've done a lot of videos. We have a lot of great video content. And the nice thing about that is it's, that's kind of plug and play for students. You can do a 5-minute video and then have a discussion about it, or, have an extended learning activity around it. So those are all things that we've been doing with our staff at in the IFA unit at OPI. And I'll just highlight a few things that we want to kind of do. We're thinking about going forward. I mentioned our best practices conference that starts tomorrow. We have over 220 people registered for that. So that's pretty exciting. We will be having a virtual event on Saturday, April 22nd. That will just be about a 6-hour event, but we'll have 2 tracks. We'll have kind of a standard IFA track, and then we'll have more of an American Indian language and culture track. We do recognize that we need to revamp our website. So we're starting some initial conversations around that. One of the, I guess it's a good problem to have, but we have so many resources and so much stuff. Trying to format it and organize it in a way that is easy for people to find things without having to scroll or click on a button and then click on another button and then click on another button and then scroll and things like that. So just trying to think how we can get things in buckets so it's easier for people to find things. We probably we'll try to use some folks from the field, some actual teachers who use the website to help us with that, because they're the ones using it and can provide us that feedback about what works and what doesn't work and what they'd like to see there. So excited to do that. And then we're still working on a video project where we really want to have some type of deliverable where we have American Indian youth talk about the essential understandings and what those mean to them. We're working with Mike Jetty and Donnie Wetzel on that. And then we will continue to provide grants out to schools for professional learning and student exchanges, because we feel that those are, especially the student exchanges, are a really wonderful way to have students get to know each other across cultures. And that could even be, one of our exchanges this year is between Poplar and Harlem. So even from different reservations, having students get to know each other. And speaking of Poplar, that we will have students at our best practices that did the MAPS Media Buffalo Unity Project video. So we're very excited to have that student representation and that student voice at our conference. And I wanted to just close, share a quote. One of the great things that I get to do and Mike gets to do and Stephen Morset gets to do is we get to grade the hub courses, and we get to see what people are thinking about and what they're writing after they go through our course. And I can tell you that some of them are really cool to read. It's one of the things, sometimes it just makes my day to hear what somebody says. And so I'm just going to share a quote that was a recent hub course participant wrote for their sort of final reflection. They said, "Cultural respect and appreciation come through hearing the stories of the native Montanans and learning about their communities. Allowing them to share their cultural values with our students and embracing cultural diversity in the classroom is a solid step towards appreciating the rich history that Native American tribes have to offer our communities. Our students have the opportunity to learn respect for nature, the land, Native American history, and cultural diversity." And so I think, to me, that is a great distillation of the work that we do and why we do it and how it benefits our schools and our students. And so thank you for having us up here. And I know everybody's busy this time of the legislature with everything going on. So you guys are off doing what you're doing, but we're always here to answer questions. You can always contact our office, and I do. I had these to provide to folks that might be interested. If you're interested in getting one or more of these posters, do please call our office so we can get those out to you. You got anything you want to say, Mike, real quick?
Sure. You know, whatever we do in our work, we work to provide teachers with knowledge, skills, and resources, but we really try to emphasize the Indigenous voice and perspective. And so whatever we can do to elevate that voice, that tribal knowledge, tribal history, you know, we do it through those, you know, our Native experts and cultural leaders. And so thank you for providing that leadership, you know, in your communities too. So Zach mentioned Buffalo. Do you know why the Buffalo had such a large cell phone bill? Because of all the roaming charges.
You for the service to your state. Thank you to the service for your communities and for cultural awareness. I thank our staff here for the continuing work that you're going to do. So thanks for showing up to work tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.